Hello and welcome back. In this class, we are going to learn how to create simple presentation using LibreOffice by applying some text and some basic media. So for this example, we are going to look at this simple appraisal report that I've written, this sample one. This is a structural appraisal report for residential building at number 24, Araka Street, Samaru area, Nigeria. By myself with this detail. Okay, this is a client prepared by me and so on. So this is the executive summary, and this is the introductory part where we'll talk about the basic things and so on. This is the methodology, the inspection methods, the findings, the standards followed and so on, the analysis and so on. So we're going to create some simple, maybe 4 or 5 slides from this report. So the first one that we're going to do is we have to open our LibreOffice. Well, we're here, so we start our Impress presentation. Now while we're here, we can just close on this, and our first slide, according to our initial introduction, is going to be a blank slide, or we can make it a title slide. Right, a title only slide. We can copy the title from the text, copy this title, and then we bring it in. All right, so we can double click to have access to the text entirety, and then we can play around with some of the basic text editing features, like we can change the sizing, we can bold, we can change the coloration as well to something like this. I kind of don't like something like this. Let's go with a lighter blue. Something like this is cool. Okay, so this is the initial one. We can say we have the title, but then if this is going to be a formal presentation, it's going to be it has to be formatted accurately. So we have to have the title, and then by who. So let's say we now have to have a text box where we can add the other details that we have within the document. So let's add a text box. Come in here. Okay, so this is by me, and then we can have the other details as well down here, and then we can have date. So we have all of this. We can select all of them, and then we can play around with the font styles, for example, and the coloration as well. The sizing, we can make it maybe 22, and then we can change the coloration. Let's bold it, and then change the coloration to something like this. Okay, so on its own, we can select and centralize everything. So we can see right now we have a complete, so we can select and then we can move it. All right, so we can just centralize, and now we have our complete introductory or title page as we want it. If you want, you can add something like an image also to this very slide, so we can move this to the side and add in something like an image to here. So how do we import an image? Like we've explained, you can come over here, you can insert an image. Let's go to our resources. I've got some beautiful images like this one. We can use this. All right, so because it's an appraisal of a building, we can use something like this as a cover image. You get the message. This now is complete, the title page. So we can move to the next page by right clicking over here and say new slide, and then this next page is going to take some concepts. So let's go back to the main thing. Okay, this is going to be executive summary, it's going to be introduction, and then the purpose of the appraisal. Let's go to introduction. Let's get in here. So let's say this is going to be introduction, and then there's going to be the purpose of the appraisal over here as a subheading. So we can add in another text box. Okay, so we can have this as an icon, purpose of the appraisal. Then we have the other ones. So let's just copy this and paste this a number of times. Okay, because we have up to about 4 to 5 points over here at the introductory stage. So let's just rename them accordingly, because from the text we can see we have the purpose of the appraisal, scope of work, background information, site description, and so on. So let's go to scope of work, background information. Okay, so we have all of these, and then we can have some content in each case. So you may decide to have these as bulleted points while you have some details about them. In this case, this is just referring to the main building, so we can bring in an image that could showcase the introductory part, what we are assessing, the scope of work, background information, as well as the other ones. So let's say all of these are going to be bulleted. So hold down the shift key and select all of them, and then we can make them appear bulleted. So from here, so we can add the bullets. Let's use numbers. So let's select all of them. All right, so let's go to lists and let's add in ticks like this. Okay, let's go to lists. Okay, so let's select on each one and add in the list. All right, so we have all of this added. So we're going to now insert some media that could demonstrate any of these purpose of the appraisal, the scope of work, background information, site description, and location. So how do we import that? We can do come to images and insert images. So this can depict location. So we can select and we can make it. All right, we can extend this. This can talk about location. And then we can have another one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give each point a slide. Each point is going to be a slide on its own. So let's duplicate these slides. Okay, this slide, duplicate this slide, and duplicate this slide. So in the first case, we're going to delete this. This is going to be scope of work only. Alright, so this had been duplicated into 5 main slides, and you can see purpose of the appraisal, scope of work, background information, site description, and location. So we're going to add some basic text to showcase the purpose of the appraisal, and in each case we're going to add some basic text. So let's start with the first one. The purpose of the appraisal is to evaluate all of this, okay, and provide necessary for recommendation for necessary action. So we'll just copy this. We'll go back to the slide and then we paste it here. Okay, so within this text box, you can come over here and adjust this sizing. All right, so we can see we now have our own. So this is 10. Let's make it something like 12 points. All right, and then we can align center. All right, so we can align center, and we're going to do this throughout the other slides. Okay, so this is going to be, let's capitalize this. So we're going to do this throughout the other slides. All right, so we've just added in all the slides. Okay, you can see with the basic description. You can make it a bit bigger if you're interested. Now the next thing is we're going to add some images that can depict the stages that in each slide. They can showcase some message. So this is the purpose of appraisal. We're going to add something. So let's go to add an image, and then we can put in something that can depict purpose, something like this. All right, so while we're here, we can select and enlarge this. This is showcasing purpose of the appraisal. At least the message is clear. So we're going to add relevant images on all of the other four slides. So you can see right now our slides are coming back to they're taking shapes. You can see this is the introductory or the title slide. This is the introduction, the purpose of the appraisal. And then we have the introduction, the scope of work, the background information, and the site description, and so on. This is location. Okay, so the images and the text are there for you to kind of match together to work with. And then I think the slides are coming up. You can make it to have a plain slide, or you can make it to have a colorful slide. Later we'll talk about how to change the theme or the coloration, the background coloration of a given slide. But this concludes this class about creating a simple presentation using LibreOffice. In the next class, we're going to look at how to add in transitions into these slides. Okay, transitions in between slides, so that our slides can come to life as well as before we start our presentation. Okay, so we'll add transitions, how you move from slide to slide. So until next class, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.